Hello, traders. FS Speculator here. Today is Thursday. It is March 7th. So, how's everybody doing today? Thanks for coming to my live stream. I am going to try to make sure that I do these live streams on Tuesdays and on Thursdays at 5 p.m. UK time and at noon New York time. So, definitely put it on your calendar. Make sure you stop in. I do want to make the main focus of these live streams to be for taking requests from my audience because I do want to thank everybody for subscribing and liking to my channel. So I think this is a good way to kind of thank you. And I pretty much just do the dollar pairs on my daily videos and a couple yen pairs. So I think this is a good way to look at things outside of the dollar and outside of the yen. Now, I do have a couple requests from my Patreon members, so I do want to take those first. First of all, it's the S&P 500, and also somebody wants me to look at oil, WTI. So I'm going to do those first, and then I'm going to take requests from the audience here on YouTube. So if you have something you would like me to look at, definitely put it in the chats. I just wanted to start off real quick by looking at this US dollar because I think it's pretty important what we got going on in the US dollar right now. The US dollar pairs have been moving a lot these last few trading days. So we've been looking at this move down as either a wave one or a wave A. We've been looking at this move up as very clearly a correction, either a wave B or a wave two. Now we're trying to figure out whether this move down that we're currently seeing is a wave three or whether it's really a wave C. Now, this is definitely pretty important, like I said, because we definitely want to try to figure out whether it's a wave three or wave C when we're trading the US dollar pairs. So one of the things that I did was I put my base channel on here from the bottom of the one or A, from the top of the two or B. And according to the Gerald Sanders Elliott Wave book, the kind of the rule of thumb is if you break out of the base channel, especially with momentum, then most likely you are looking at a wave three. Well, we definitely did break out of the base channel. Now, we do have a few hours until this actually closes. I mean, it's actually about 5 hours until the daily candle closes. So it's going to be pretty important to see how this daily candle closes. If this daily candle pulls all the way back and it ends up being a spike, then it's still, in my eyes, it's still within the base channel. So that tells us that maybe it is a wave C. If this daily candle closes near its lows, then it's probably telling us that it's a wave 3. If it really is a wave three, then this is a wave one. This move up is like a motive wave correction wave two, and now this is a one, two, three, and this is just going to go down, making lower lows, lower highs, and it's going to be a big old downtrend on the higher time frames, which is basically a big old wave three. So the next couple of days are going to be pretty important to try to figure this out. Now, let's look at the news calendar real quick too, because there's no news today. There's really no news for the rest of the day. There was some news earlier today, but there's no news for the rest of the day. But we have non-farm payroll later on today, as you can see, non-farm payroll news. That is definitely one of the better news events of the month. And then we also have some Canadian news tomorrow too, which sometimes we do because it comes out at the same time as the non-farm payroll. Sometimes we do have a tendency to neglect the Canadian pairs during this news event, and sometimes later on in hindsight, I'll look at the Canadian pairs after the news, and I'll be trading the dollar pairs, and then after the news, I'll look at the Canadian pairs, and the Canadian pairs sometimes will make just as good of an entry, if not better, an entry as the U.S. dollar pairs because non-farm payroll always comes out at the same time as the Canadian news comes out. So definitely tomorrow the dollar is pretty important, but make sure that we don't neglect this Canadian news because this definitely could be a pretty good opportunity for us to make some nice trades also. So yeah, let's see. So I just wanted to cover the US dollar real quick because I am a big believer that if you know what the US dollar is doing, the FXCM US dollar in this case, I don't really use the DXY because the DXY is 57% weighted to the Euro US dollar. I prefer to use the US dollar FXCM index. Now, if you actually look at the two, they're almost exactly the same. I mean, the FXCM index is almost exactly the same as the US dollar. Very, very subtle differences. But I do prefer the US dollar index because this is equally weighted between the US dollar pairs. The DXY is not equally weighted, which is why I much prefer the US dollar FXCM US dollar index, as you can see. So, like I said, I think the next couple of days are going to be very crucial for us to learn whether this really is a one, two, three, and whether it really is just going to keep on going down, or whether this really is an ABC and all the dollar pairs are going to end up turning again. As of right now, the way this is breaking out, the way this is extremely impulsive, the way it definitely looks like a 1, 2, 3 since the end of this correction, I am definitely leaning towards wave three, but we have to see how this candle closes. We got about 5 hours until this candle closes. If it pulls way back, then it possibly still is a wave C. If it closes near its lows, then it probably is a wave three. So I think we're at a pretty crucial time for the US dollar pairs to learn whether this is a three or whether this is really a wave C. So, like I said, I am going to start off by looking at a couple pairs for my Patreon members. I think it is pretty important to look at these. Um, I want to make sure I cover the pairs requested by my Patreon members first. If anybody is interested in becoming a member, the membership does come with a 35 video trading course included for free with the membership. But what is really good is that I do 2 live streams a day. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a London session live stream starting at 7:30 a.m. London time, GMT time, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a afternoon New York session live stream. This one's usually about 2 hours. This London live stream is usually closer to 90 minutes. So I do 9 live streams a week only for my members. And it's actually quite different than the YouTube live streams that I do because during these live streams, I take trades. I do live trades during these live sessions. Maybe not every single day because I'm not a scalper. I'm definitely more of a swing trader. But we take live trades quite often during these live streams. So it's definitely very, very good. And anytime I do enter a swing trade, I do share it with my members. This is definitely not a signal service. I mean, I do, when I enter a trade, I share my entry and I tell them where my stop loss is. But, you're going to have to learn how to trade. This is more about teaching you how to trade. Like the saying goes, you want to teach people to trade, or if you teach somebody to fish, they can feed themselves forever. If you give somebody to fish, then they can only feed themselves today. Hey, Rocky, how's it going? Hey, Jay, how's it going? Christopher and Kunal, how's it going? Thanks a lot for showing up today. Like I said, I got a couple requests from my Patreon members that I definitely want to get to first, and then we can start taking requests from anybody in the audience on YouTube. So if anybody has something they would like me to look at, definitely put it in the chats. I'd be more than well happy to look at pretty much anything. The 2 requests I have so far is the S&P 500, and one of my Patreon members also would like me to look at oil for them, WTI. So we're going to look at both of those. And boy, the stock market, the S&P 500 is in a big, big uptrend. Now, on the shorter time frames, this is 5 waves right here. This is definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. But look how this fifth wave is stretched out. That wave is actually probably bigger than the third wave. That tells me that even when this thing does start to go down, it almost guaranteed that even though this is a fifth wave, it's probably not the final wave. It is almost guaranteed it's going to make a wave six and a wave seven just to end this trend. And another thing we have to keep in mind, is that we are most likely going to turn at a Fibonacci extension level also. So taking it down to the weekly time frame, I mean, we're right in between 2 Fibonacci extension levels. So I do think that we're pretty well clear heading up to this $5,200 area. I think it's pretty clear that we will touch that $5,200 area, no problem. Hey, Will. Hey, Hannon. How's it going today? Thanks for showing up. Like I said, I am going to be doing these live streams every Tuesday and every Thursday. So if you have something you would like me to look at, definitely take a look. Yeah, we can look at natural gas and Ethereum, no problem. So let's get to it. Boy, the S&P 500, man, this is a very nice trend, huh? I had this Fibonacci retracement on here from the other day, and man, it definitely made another higher low. It definitely spiked down to the 78%, and it just kept on trending up. I don't actually trade the S&P 500, but I do follow it on a regular basis because it's one of the pairs that I do analyze for my members. But this is very, very clearly a 1, 2, 3 right here, and I don't even think it's over. I think it needs to go up more just to finish off a wave three. Like I said, I think the 138% Fibonacci extension, which is right around the 52, right before that, yeah, right around the 5200, maybe a little bit more, maybe like 5215 area. That would definitely be my target for this. So, boy, what am I doing? I am definitely looking for pullback entries. I would definitely not go long right here. But if it did make a pullback, hopefully it will make a pullback. But if it does make a pullback, maybe something like this, one, two, three waves down, one, two, three waves down and pulsive up, especially if you throw a Fibonacci retracement on there, would be exactly what I would be looking for my next entry to go long for the continuation of this uptrend. So the trend is our friend. I expect it to go up to at least the 52.15 area. So what's that mean on the shorter time frames? I'm waiting. If I'm not in the trade, the strategy is to either be in a trade waiting for an exit, which for me an exit is a break of structure, or the strategy is to be patiently waiting for a pullback to go long again for the continuation of the uptrend. So definitely still looking for longs. Oil is next on the list, so we're gonna go look at oil, and then yeah, we'll definitely check out a few of the dollar pairs, natural gas, Ethereum, Faraki. Now these are my own personal charts. These are my white and black charts. I know most people don't really like white charts, but I do much prefer them. And everything on this list right here, I do analyze twice a day. Like I said in the London session and in the New York session, I analyze them twice a day. So. Oh yeah, oil's definitely going up. In my New York live stream this afternoon, I was wondering if oil really was going to go up, and boy, it definitely looks like it's going to go up, doesn't it? I think this is possibly going to go up. I'm pretty confident it's going to go up to the 50%. Now, is whether it stops there or not, I think it's going to stop there. It definitely looks like it should stop there, but it doesn't have to stop there. It could easily go up to one of these other fib levels. But I am definitely still very bullish on this for sure. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, even though that's a higher high right there, that's actually a very clear pattern. Let's take it down to the 1 hour because I think it is clearest on the 1 hour. Oh, big time. That is very clear. One, two, three, four, five waves down. Wave A. One wave up. Let's clear this out because that's kind of messy. One wave up. One wave down. Higher low. A, B. Another wave up. Wave C. So A, B, C of B. And then what happened? One, two, three, four, five waves down. Now it did make a higher low than the wave A, which most wave C's do take out the low of wave A, but wave C's do not have to take out the low of wave A. I just call this an irregular ABC correction. It went up, it broke structure. I think it's pretty well confirmed that this is going up, and I would expect at least that 50% Fibonacci retracement, which that 50% Fibonacci retracement is right around the 81.68 area. So I am definitely looking for longs. We're at 79 now, so I would definitely for sure be looking for longs at the end of pullbacks. I would expect to see some more pretty nice movement to the upside. So definitely still looking for longs at the end of pullbacks for sure. So I got the S&P 500. We got oil. Let's look at natural gas for Rocky. Ooh, it did break structure, didn't it? I think the wave four could be over. Man, this is maybe playing out extremely nicely for us. Nice wave down, wave one, nice wave up, wave two. I can even see a one, two, three, four, five subdivision of wave three in there. One wave up, most likely A, corrective down, higher low, wave B. And on the shorter time frames, it's easier to see, but that's actually like a leading ending diagonal wave C, most likely a wave four. 38% fib bounce. I think we have a break of structure. We're going to go down and look in a minute. If it is a break of structure, then it most likely now is going down for wave five, which should take out the low of wave three. Yeah, we definitely broke structure, didn't we? So we definitely got a structure break. One, two, three, four, five waves up. A. Not the clearest wave B, especially with that gap right there, but I mean, it is three waves down. Wave B. One, two, three, four. I would just call this all wave five. It's a little on the overlapping side, but it's not too bad. I guess it's not really qualified. It's not really overlapping enough for me to call it an ending diagonal, but it is five waves up, I would say. Definitely a 38% fib bounce. It looks like we're breaking structure as long as that candle, as long as that candle holds below structure. I would say this is the end of a wave four. And that means that this is probably the beginning of a downtrend that should at least go down, take out this low for a wave 5. So we're probably in the final push down right now. We just broke structure, so I mean, hopefully it will make a little bit of a pullback. And natural gas does like to make nice three-wave corrections, so hopefully it gives us a nice three-wave correction to go short for the continuation of this downtrend. It's kind of hard to count. I mean, I would just say it's probably a one, honestly, even though it's kind of one, two, three. You know, it's kind of like a double one, two, really. One, two, one, two, but it's probably all part of a one, probably a two, and eventually go down for a wave 3 of wave 5 is definitely what I would expect to see on that one. So I would definitely be looking for sorts in a downtrend on that. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna get to the request in the chats in just a minute. I'm just taking requests from my Patreon members first. Rocky is a Patreon member also, so I gotta make sure I keep them happy. Oh man, look at the S&P 500 still going up today. So go down to the crypto. Ethereum. Wow, Ethereum is not quite as high as Bitcoin, but it's definitely up there. Huh? Wow, I haven't updated that chart in a while, but hmm. Just like Bitcoin, I mean, it's obviously a 1, 2, 3. We're sitting at the 223 Fibonacci extension, but even the wave 3 itself, even the wave 3 doesn't look like it's over. 1, 2, 3. I see a subdivision of the wave 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe the wave 3 of wave 3 is over. Hmm. Did I skip a time frame there? I did too. I went from the weekly to the 4 hour, didn't I? Yeah, so from the daily to the weekly, from the weekly to the daily, that's probably the 1, 2 right there. So if that's the 1, 2, actually, that's actually better for us. So let me get rid of this because that would be more accurate if we got a 1, 2, or 3. Let me get rid of that Fibonacci extension. And let's put a new Fibonacci extension from here to there. Even though it's on a breaker structure. Ah, there we go. That's a lot better, actually, now I'm looking at. Yeah, that's actually a lot better right there. Now that we got this new Fibonacci extension on there. 1, 2. I think we got more upside. I think the 61.8 right around the $4,100 area. I don't think it's over yet. I think we're definitely in a wave 3 still of 3. And eventually it's probably going to have to make a 4 and a 5. So I would expect to see something like this on around the daily time frame. And if you look at gold or some of those other things that have been trending like crazy, it doesn't have to stop at the 261.8. It can go a lot further than that if it wants to. So really, I mean, what's going to tell you it's over? That 3, 4, 5 shape at a Fibonacci level with a break of structure will tell me that the wave 3 is over. Until I see that, I would definitely be looking for longs in an uptrend for sure. I think we got more upside potential, even though it's kind of struggling a little bit. That kind of looks like a little ABC right there, but yeah, I mean, it might possibly go down again, but I would definitely be looking for longs in an uptrend. I don't think we had the 3, 4, 5, or 3. I mean, there was a little bit of a 3, 4, 5 shape right there, but you could have said the same thing right here. You could have been like, oh, that's a 3, 4, 5 of 3. And then what happened? It went down, made a higher low, and went up. You probably could have said the same thing right here. This is a 3, 4, 5 shape. And then what happened? It went down, made a higher low, and just kept on going up. So you gotta be careful. That 3, 4, 5 shape can be pretty deceiving because it was so up in it. And really, the break of structure is what tells you it's over, not the 3, 4, 5 shape. So yeah, wow. Bitcoin. Let's just look at Bitcoin real quick. This I'm gonna have to look at my other one because this one doesn't have any labels on it. Yeah, boy. Taking that information in mind, we're probably still in a wave 303 on Bitcoin too, honestly. This is probably still a wave 303. It probably needs to make a 403 and a 503 just to end the wave 3. So yeah, there's really no evidence that Bitcoin is even over yet, is there? Amazing trends, that's for sure. On the shorter time frames, I keep saying in my meetings, my Patreon meetings, I keep saying that it kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3 pattern, almost like it could be a wave A and a wave B, but and it almost looks like it could go down for wave C, but boy, it's probably not doing that. It's probably more likely they'll just keep on going up. Yeah, boy, if that was just a wave one, then honestly, I have no way of knowing. Honestly, your guess is as good as mine, Rocky, on that one. If that's just a wave one, then yeah, I don't know. Then Bitcoin's probably going to hit at that $1 million that everybody's talking about. Honestly, who knows when it comes to that. So yeah, let's see. Let's go. Let's start taking some of these requests. I got quite a few coming in, so we're already 20 minutes in. So I'm going to start taking some of these requests, and we will get going. But this is my third live stream of the day, like I said, so definitely wanna keep it moving. Boy, I think it's pretty clear that the correction is over on the dollar pairs. I think it's probably pretty damn clear. Even though we didn't hit the fib level, on my other chart I have Fibonacci extension, and we did hit a Fibonacci extension level perfectly, and we definitely got to break a structure. I think that the dollar pairs are going. I was debating whether or not the dollar was in an ABC, but I think that it's pretty well confirmed that it's not an ABC and that this is probably in a downtrend now. It's probably in a wave three, and it's probably just going to keep on going. I have a very low target on the US dollar CAD. If you watch any of my YouTube videos that I make every day, my target on the US dollar CAD is probably around 1.13, or maybe it only goes to the 78. If that's the case, 1.1884 would be my target there. But boy, I got some big targets on some of these dollar pairs, and especially like gold and some of them. On a sort of time frame basis, I mean, it definitely has 5 waves. We might be getting very, very close to ending a wave one. It might end up going up, and I hope it does go up, because if it does go up, that's great news for us, because if it goes up, that will give us an opportunity to go short at the end of the correction. But I wouldn't I wouldn't depend on that. I definitely wouldn't try to go long. I mean, I don't know that it's going to go up now. It might just make a little correction and just dive down. So even though it looks like it could go up and make a correction, the higher time frames are the ones I'm paying attention to. And those tell me that I need to continue to look for shorts at the end of pullbacks for sure. Definitely looking for shorts. So US dollar again is next. I mean, I analyze these pairs every day, so I mean, I'm definitely gonna the pairs that I analyze every day, I'm definitely gonna kind of speed through them a little bit, because if I do make YouTube videos for the US dollar CAD and the US dollar again every single day. So if you're interested, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, so that way you can catch my YouTube videos. So I'm kind of debating what's going on with the yen pairs. I mean, if the dollar really is making a wave three, then this possibly could just keep on going down. And honestly, I've been debating this for like a month now. I mean, this could possibly be an A, this could possibly be a B, this could possibly be going down for a wave C. I have my Fibonacci retracement on just this last push up, because if we do get a really good fib bounce, a really big engulfing move to the upside, I would go long again. But honestly, I'm not really convinced that that's probably a good idea. We do have a little bit of a fib bounce, but if it does this, I would consider going long, because I mean the trend is up on all the higher time frames still. So, and we never did hit a Fibonacci extension level. So I mean, I still think there's a chance it could go up at some point. But until we get this shape right here on at least a 4-hour time frame, I would be doing absolutely nothing but going short on shorter time frames. Because yeah, I mean we're at a Fibonacci level, but this literally could just do this and then go down another 20, 30, 40 pips to the next Fibonacci level. So definitely looking for shorts in a downtrend. We already did the SPX. Jay, I think you're the one that might have requested it in the first place, aren't you? Not really sure. I'd have to look. But you might have been the one that requested it in the first place. Yo dollar, man, the yo dollar was good to me. I actually got out a little bit too early, but um, I scaled into this trade. I had a limit order at the 38%. I had a limit order just below the 50, and I had another one at the 78. I only got it picked up on two of my orders, but man, what a beautiful trade. And I ended up getting out someplace right here after my meeting today, but that was still an amazing trade. And boy, I do like trading with limit orders. So definitely, definitely, that was nice. So just like I was mentioning at the beginning of this live stream, we're kind of at a crucial point on the US dollar because it still could possibly be an ABC to the downtrend. It possibly could turn back down. But depending on what happens at non-farm payroll tomorrow, I'm thinking this is the one, two, three, and I think this is potentially going to go up for the next several months. And I think I'm going to be looking for longs on the euro dollar potentially for at least the next couple of weeks. If you watch my euro dollar videos, you'll know I think this is a wave three. And I think it's going all the way up to about the 1.26 area, maybe even higher than that. So I'm very, very bullish on these things. And that doesn't mean there's not going to be a ton of pullbacks on the sort of time frames, but man, I had my Fibonacci here today doing my videos and during my live streams for the Patreon members. I shared this with the group this morning. I said I already entered once at the 38%. I told my Patreon members I'm entering again at the 50, and I also said if it goes down to the 61.8, I'm going to enter a third trade. I had a stop loss below the lows. What happened? It went down. It picked up two of my orders, and bam, just back up it goes. Amazing, amazing trade. So what would I be doing now? I know one thing I definitely wouldn't be doing is I wouldn't be trying to go short. But if you're not long, I would be patient. I would have to patiently wait for another pullback. And when it starts making a new pullback, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Fibonacci retracement on there and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to place in three limit orders. I'm going to wait for the market to come grab my limit orders and I'm going to be long again. I am very, very, very bullish on the dollar pairs depending on what happens tomorrow. Oh, I missed the Euro Swiss. Sorry about that, Will. Hopefully you're still here, Will Chan. Will Chin. Euro Swiss has been a very high topic in our in our live streams lately. Oh man, I have an opinion about this, and a lot of people in the group have different opinions. But I personally think this is a one, two, three, one, two, three. I personally think it's going to go up and take out these highs. I am very, very bullish. I've been looking for longs this whole time. And more, and the Euro Swiss has been making some beautiful longs. Honestly, I should be long on this one too. But boy, this thing has been making some amazing trades. And anybody that's focused on trying to go short is probably struggling. Anybody that's focused on going long at the end of every single one of these pullbacks is probably laughing their way all the way to the bank. Honestly, this was a trade right here today. That was an amazing trade. Oh, wow, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I wonder if the power speeds caused that. It wasn't a speech, it was a testimony, but I think there's a pretty good chance that this might even go all the way back up and grab these highs eventually. Looking at other Swiss pairs, most of the other Swiss pairs, I'm calling this a wave A, and even though this is a lower low on the other Swiss pairs, I'm calling it a wave B. This could go all the way up to there and make a wave C and then go back down. And there would be a 2, 3, ABC of 4, and then back down for a 5. Now, if I didn't know how to use correlated pairs, I would never know that this is a wave C of wave 4. But because I know that I can use the pound Swiss, the CAD Swiss, the Kiwi Swiss, and the Aussie Swiss for correlation, that I can figure out pretty easily what kind of pattern we're in. So definitely, definitely looking for longs. There was a long today. That was actually a pretty tricky one because that was a very strong to the downside, and it did break structure. But that structure, even during my meeting today, during my Patreon meeting, I said this structure break does not prove that the trend is over. This structure break would prove the trend is over. This structure break only proves that this wave of the trend is over. You need to understand what a structure break tells you. Structure break, probably, I would say probably 8 out of 10 structure breaks are completely useless. They do not tell you anything useful at all. You need to understand what is a real structure break, what is an actual structure break. Most of the time, a break of structure is telling you really nothing of use at all. So let's see. I did the euro dollar, pound Kiwi. Pound Kiwi might have made a significant turn. Oh, honestly, I still should be on the long side because it hasn't it hasn't held below structure yet. So technically, I should still be looking for longs. How about the Euro Aussie? What happened with that? Yeah, the Euro Aussie definitely held below structure. Pound Aussie, pound Kiwi. Hmm. I don't know. I was almost convinced today that it might be going down in a big way, but now I look at it closer. I don't know. It did break structure, but it kind of is a rejection of structure. That is definitely a trend right there. There's no doubt about that. One, two, three, four, five. So honestly, most likely what's going on now is we're making a correction to that trend. We're gonna have to just learn and earn at the same time whether this is a wave B or whether it's a wave two. So I would put my Fibonacci retracement. Most likely this move up is gonna be a correction. Most likely it will go to one of these Fibonacci retracement levels and continue back down. It's either gonna be an A or a 1. This is gonna be either a B or a 2. And it's going to go down for either a 3 or C. I do not bother myself to try to figure out whether I'm looking at an A or a 1 or a B or a 2 because the strategy is exactly the same for an A or a 1. The trading strategy is exactly the same for a 2 or a B. The trading strategy is exactly the same for a 3 or a C. Only difference is a wave C will turn up like that. Wave 3 will just keep on making lower lows, lower highs. So I'm not even going to bother myself to know whether it's a 3 or a C until we get into that third wave. So yeah, I mean, I would depends on what kind of trader you are. I mean, you could possibly be looking for longs if you're a very short time frame trader, like the 1 hour and below. If you trade the 1 hour and above, you should probably be patiently waiting for Fibonacci, three waves up, Fibonacci bounce for another sorting opportunity. You should definitely be waiting for that. Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD, man, that was an amazing trade. This is probably one of the best trades of the month so far. I mean, we're only 7 days into the month, but where was it? Right there. The Aussie CAD was an amazing trade for me. Extremely profitable. We got in this trade right at the bottom. Well, not right at the bottom, but I got it right here, I think. But oh, maybe it was. No, it wasn't there, was it? I don't know. I'd have to look. Let me see. Now, like I said, I do sell all my swing trades with the groups. This is the tab that I sell all my swing trades. This right here, this morning is when I was telling the group that I'm putting limit orders in here on the euro dollar. This right here is the euro dollar. I said I'm putting a limit order at the 38. I'm putting a limit order at the 50, and I'm putting a limit order at the 78.6. And if you know what happened to the euro dollar today, then you know that anybody that followed my analysis definitely made some money on that one. So let's see. These are the trades that I shared with the group so far this week. Aussie CAD, there it is. This was my entry on the Aussie CAD this week. This is the 2 hour time frame. That was my entry on the Aussie CAD this week, and I shared with the group. This is right here is when I entered the trade. And compare it to now. Yeah, that was right at the bottom, wasn't it? It was right there. Entry there, stop loss there. What happened on that one? I made about 5 times my risk to reward on that trade. And I shared that trade with the group at the time of the entry. This is the screenshot that I shared with the group at the time of the entry. That's when I entered the trade right there. Fibonacci bounce, ABC, oversold in an uptrend on the oscillator. Perfect setup. And I shared that at the time with my Patreon members. So, like I always say, if anybody is interested, first of all, I do want to say if anybody wants to join my free Discord channel, the Discord channel is 100% free to join. You'd never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. I am trying to build a community of traders that are willing to help each other out. This is the free chats right here. Everything below the members chats is not free. This is the paid members area. But these are all the free chats right here. And as you can see, very, very active. People are sharing their thoughts all day long. We got all kinds of stuff going on in here. Very, very active group. 4,731 members as of now. 100% free to join. Never have to pay a dime. Like I said, I want to build a community of traders that are willing to help each other out. Now, if anybody is interested in joining my Patreon membership and you want to participate in my live streams that I do during the London session, and during the New York session, then the link for that is in the chat and in the description also. Definitely check it out. You get a lot for your money, and like I said, boy, like some of the trades that we've been taking lately, you could have made your money back in one day on some of these entries. So I do live streams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. UK time, and I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I do New York live streams starting at 1 p.m. UK time. I share all my string trades, and it also comes with a trading course, so that way you can follow along with me, and you know how I trade. The trading course teaches you my strategy. So, anyways, yeah, but like I said, even if you don't want to join my membership, the Discord channel is 100% free to join. I am very bullish on this thing, on this Aussie CAD. I actually, where are we at here? I actually think it's going up in a big way. I think this could be an A, B, C of Y, and it might go all the way up to this area, all the way back up to the top of this contracting triangle. That is a lot of pips right there. Now, there's going to be a ton of pullbacks along the way, but we're looking at about a 750 pip move right there, potentially. Big, big move. And it definitely looks like it is, too. I think this is a wave one. I think this is a wave two. I think we're in the middle of a wave three, which over the coming weeks is probably going to just continue to make higher highs, higher lows on these higher time frames. So taking it down to the 4 hours where you can start to see the trend within a trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's a 5. I think it's a failed wave 5 because it makes way more sense for this to be an A, this to be three waves up for the B, and this to be a wave C. So that's a 1. This is a 2. We are now in a wave 3. Now, that doesn't mean it's just going to shoot up like that. I mean, there's going to be hopefully plenty of pullbacks along the way. And I guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be going long at the end of every single one of these pullbacks. And I will be sharing them with my Patreon members at the time that I enter the trade. It's not a signal service. I do give my stop loss. I do give my entry orders, but it's not a signal service. The point of the group is to teach you to trade, not to just give you all the trades. So definitely looking for longs on the Aussie CAD. We already did the US dollar again. The pound yen. Yeah, let's check out the pound yen. I analyze the pound yen quite often too, so I go back to my black charts for that one. Man, the pound has made a big turn, but I don't know. I'm not really convinced that it's going to keep on going down. I mean, it could possibly be a wave A. It could possibly be a wave B. It could possibly go down for waves for a wave C, just like I've been saying in all my videos for the past like 2 months. But I personally think it's actually still in an uptrend. I think this is a 1, 2, 3 on the monthly, and I think this wave 3 could stretch out to this high right here. Then it could make a big old wave 4 and then a big old wave 5. So long story short, I am definitely looking for longs in an uptrend, that's for sure. Oh man, that almost looks like it's going up right now, actually. Wow. We've had some major market manipulation because we had some big moves down these last couple of days, but I am pretty confident these moves down were nothing but a correction to the uptrend. Wow, look at that. That almost looks like an entry to go long. Yeah, I think it is an entry to go long. I mean, it's a little bit on the late side, but man, that is an ABC correction. 50% fib bounce. Big impulsive up, break of structure. I think this will at least go back up to the 23%, take out these highs. So if you're not in the trade, then you would have to be patient. You would have to wait for a pullback like this. 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves down, impulsive up. 1, 2, go long for the wave 3. Eventually, it'll probably go up in like a 3, 4, 5 to end up looking something like this. I think the 191.4 area is a pretty likely target for this. Probably an extremely, extremely likely target. Hey V, yeah, I do agree about that US dollar, that US dollar comment you were just making. We'll find out. Hopefully, tomorrow's non-farm payroll, so hopefully tomorrow we're gonna find out whether that's a crescent or not. Yo, Aussie. Yo, Aussie is another one that made a very strong turn, but I don't know. It could possibly just be a manipulative move on the higher time frames. I don't know. It could just keep going up. We're gonna have to see. We definitely got to break a structure, which is why I changed it to swords. But boy, this could be just a false move right here, just a trap. I mean, I don't think it's just gonna start going up like that. It seems like it could possibly do this and then go down and then go up again. So, I mean, I'm definitely looking for shorts right now because, I mean, I would expect this to be either a wave A or a wave one. I would definitely expect to see a crescent this move down now. So, I mean, I would definitely want to put my Fibonacci from the high to the low. I like to use this black one on the shorter time frames. And I definitely would be looking for a three-way pullback. One, two, three waves. Maybe 61 or 50% fib bounce to go short. And then we're going to learn whether this third wave down is a wave C or a wave 3. If it's a wave C, it might just go down to these lows someplace and then go back up like that, and then be an ABC correction and then just keep going. Something like this. I don't know. I was about ready to change my analysis on this, but boy, seeing what's going on, I think I might have to stick to my original analysis, which is the trend is up on the higher time frames. So at this point, depending on what kind of trader you are, if you trade below the 1 hour, you could definitely be looking for longs probably, because it's probably going to do some sort of a correction like this up to a Fibonacci level and then go down, some sort of an ABC. So you could go to long, you could be looking for longs if you trade below the 1 hour. If you trade the 1 hour and above, you should probably be patiently waiting for the end of this ABC correction, break a structure to go short for the continuation of the downtrend. Definitely. Yeah, boy, I was almost convinced this thing was turning down and this was going to be like a big WXY, but boy, it's not as convincing anymore. Man, these big moves that we're seeing today and yesterday might just be a trap. It looks like a bear trap, trying to get everybody to go short so they can grab liquidity for the big long coming. Hmm, I think that could definitely be. Wow. So, yeah, let's look at the pound dollar. Let's look at gold. Gold has definitely been a nice one, huh? I don't think the only way you've lost money on gold is if you tried to go short. Anybody else, if you went long for any reason, you probably made some nice money. I kept this Fibonacci here just so I could show. My most recent video, I had my Fibonacci retracement here. I said if this makes 1, 2, 3 waves down, if it makes a Fibonacci level, if it makes an impulsive move up, I was going to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. So anybody that watched my YouTube videos, anybody that followed along with me, is making some pretty nice money. Hey, Blessed, how's it going? Yeah, I'm definitely doing a lot better. It's been almost 3 weeks since my motorcycle accident. I'm doing much, much better. Thank you. I'm almost completely healed. I will be healed probably by the end by next week, definitely. Feeling much, much better. Oh, look at that. We passed the 78%. I think it's pretty confirmed that we're in a wave 3. I think it's pretty well confirmed that this is what's going to happen on the higher time frames. I think that the pound dollar is probably going to go at least to the 1.46 area, maybe even higher. Now, this is a weekly time frame, so that's going to take months for that to happen. But yeah, I am definitely very, very, very bullish. It's starting to go down, so what's that mean? Am I going short? Absolutely not. As soon as a correction starts, I would put my Fibonacci retracement on there, which it looks like it's starting to make a correction, possibly. And what would I be doing? I'd be waiting just like I was doing here. 3 waves down, go long. Same thing I was doing here. 3 waves down, go long. Same thing I was doing here. 3 waves down, go long. So what am I doing? I'm waiting patiently. I'm not going short. I definitely am not trying to counter trend trade this. I am patiently waiting for 3 waves down to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. The trend is your friend, and you don't want to fight with your friend, do you? You and your friends don't want to fight. So why would you counter trend trade this thing? I'm really highly against counter trend trading. Pretty much any time that I try to counter trend trade, I regret it. So I just don't even do it anymore. Yeah, Kiwi dollar. Did I miss? Yeah, I missed gold, but I'm gonna come back to gold because the Kiwi dollar is very, very correlated with the dollar. Now, the Kiwi dollar was a little tricky because it did actually look like one, two, three, four, five ways down. It definitely looked like a wave A. It definitely looked like three ways up a wave B. It looked like it was going to go down possibly to the 61.8 to make a wave C. But looking at correlated pairs, I don't think so. I think this is a wave C right here, but I think it's an irregular wave C. I think the wave C is over, and I think over the coming days, weeks, probably even months, on the weekly, daily time frame, it's going to continue to make higher highs, higher lows, and just keep on trending up. Ah, thanks a lot, Blessed. Are you a member of my free Discord channel? I think you are, right? If anybody is interested, the Discord channel is 100% free to join. I'm trying to build a big community of traders that are willing to help each other out. So join the crew. It's 100% free to join. Share your charts, ask questions, interact with other traders. I don't care what kind of strategy you trade. I don't care if it's Elliott Wave or what it is. You can trade any kind of strategy you want. But yeah, definitely, I'm trying to build a community of traders that are willing to help each other out. Traders helping traders. So, so I think there's a very good likelihood this is going to go down, but I think it's going to be a correction to the move up. It's going to be very interesting what happens in non-farm payroll tomorrow. Tomorrow is non-farm payroll, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that turns out. Hey V, yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. I hope I do it. I hope I'm helping a lot of people out. Like I said, I feel like I'm helping a lot of people. I feel like there's a lot of really crappy information on YouTube about trading. And I just try to give you guys the direction. Hopefully you guys can take it from there. So I mean, really, if you know what direction the market's moving, you can probably take the rest on your own. Man. So yeah, definitely looking for longs on the Kiwi. Definitely only going long on pullbacks. Hey Shane, how's it going, buddy? Definitely join my YouTube channel, everyone. Like I said, it's 100% free to join. No obligations to ever pay a dime. Gold is pretty important right now. I think gold is pretty nice. I personally think gold is going to 2,500 and possibly even higher. I think this is a wave one. I think this is a wave two. I think we're in a subdivision of wave three. I think this wave three needs to go to the 161.8 Fibonacci extension of wave two, projected out the top of wave one. That puts us all the way up to the 161.8, which is right around the 2550 area. I think this on the monthly time frame, this is going to end up looking something like this eventually. One, two, three, four, five. Now we have to realize that this is the monthly time frame. Every single one of these candles is 1 month. So it's probably going to take at least a year, maybe two. Yeah, 2026, I bet, is when this trend will be over. Maybe 2025, but at the end of 2025. So basically that means there's going to be lots and lots and lots of up pullbacks along the way. So this is the wave one I was showing you on the monthly, and this is the wave two, which means that I think this is a subdivision, wave one of three, two of three, and three of three. I personally think this thing has got a long ways to go to the upside, and I definitely would be looking for longs in an uptrend. I don't care what kind of strategy you trade, as long as you've been looking for longs on gold, you've probably been making money. The only way you could possibly lose money on gold over these last few days is if you tried to go short. And if you did try to go short, then I think you should probably try to find a different career because I definitely don't know why you'd want to try to go short on a trend like this. That's for sure. Now we are at the 300% fib extension. We do have that 345 shape, but guess what? We had that 345 shape yesterday. One, two, three. It looked like it wanted to turn, but did it turn? No. I would not even think about going short unless we had a very, very significant structure break, which honestly, at this point, the most recent structure is right here for me. I mean, maybe it will turn down, but it might just keep going up too. So I would do nothing except for look for longs. Like I said, I don't care what kind of strategy you are trading. If you went for long for any reason over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, you definitely made money. If you went short for any reason over the last couple of weeks, you most likely lost money unless you're trading on like the 1 minute time frame or something. So definitely looking for longs. I personally think it's going up. I actually think this possibly is an irregular ABC. I think it's still going up. Like I said, I wouldn't even think about going short unless it broke this structure right here. A break of this structure doesn't tell me the trend is over. The break of that structure just tells me that this trend within a trend is over. Hey, there he is. Holden Hope is here. Nice to see you. Yeah, man. Yeah, I haven't looked at it since our meeting, but boy, I don't know, buddy. Honestly, I was kind of convinced that this was over too, but I don't know. It could be. Hopefully for your sake it does go down, but I don't know. I'm not really convinced about these Swiss pairs going down. Look at the Swiss basket. It looks like it's going down again. Like I said, I don't even trade this pair, but I do hope for your sake that it is an ABC. Boy, it's definitely respecting the 61% so far. It definitely does look like it should go down. I mean, it does look like it should do that. I mean, or if this really is the end of a correction, then this is a one and a two, and it's going to go way down. I mean, it definitely still looks like that. It's just, damn, these Swiss pairs. I feel like you're trying to catch a samurai sword falling off Eiffel, it's falling off a big 100-story building right there. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna go down. I mean, it definitely looks like out of all the Swiss pairs, I would say this is the one I'm most convinced could go down. I mean, it definitely seems like this would go down, but boy, the trend is, yeah. I mean, I guess the trend is down on the daily, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully it goes down. I hope so. I always want to see people making money, that's for sure. Let's see, what else we got going on? Yeah, it's been about an hour already. Man, time flies when you're having fun, I guess. I try to keep these meetings to about an hour. If anybody has any last minute requests, definitely let me know. I'd be happy to look at one or two more things if people like. If anybody hasn't done so already, definitely join my Discord channel. It's 100% free to join. No obligations to ever pay a dime if you do not want to. If you do want to join my membership, then you definitely can. You could join through my Patreon. And like I said, it comes with these live streams that I do every single day. I do a London live stream, about 90 minutes long at 7:30 a.m. UK time. I do a New York live stream, which is usually about 2 hours long, at Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1 p.m. UK time. Also comes with a trading course, so you can follow along with my trading style. And I do share all my swing trades with the group at the time I take them. So if anybody is interested, the link for that is in the chat and in the description. We've had I've had a couple losses this week. I did try to go short on the euro pound. That was one of the losses that I had this week. Where is the euro pound? Man, I might have deleted the euro pound by accident. I did too, didn't I? I have to add that back. I was so mad about losing a trade, I deleted it. Yeah, I know. Rain City, I know. I tried to sort it this week. And look at it, it's back up. I think I tried to go short. Was it right here I tried to go short? I can't remember now. But either way, I ended up losing a trade there. But man, I've had a couple of really good trades this week. I went long on the Aussie Swiss right at the bottom. Went long at the Aussie CAD right at the bottom. I've had a multiple longs on the euro dollar. Today I had some amazing trades on the euro dollar. I I had a trade from way back here that I held for 3 weeks. I had another one right here. I had another one someplace up here. I think it was here or maybe here, but I closed all of them right here. And then today I got back in on this pullback, and we've had some amazing trades, that's for sure. So if anybody is interested in joining my free Discord channel, definitely check it out. I already looked at the US dollar CAD. I think you already requested that, didn't you, buddy? But if anybody's interested in joining the free channel, definitely check that out. If anybody's interested in participating in the daily live streams, or they're actually Zoom meetings, but the daily Zoom meetings, then definitely check that out. Link for that is in the chat and in the description. So this is my third live stream today. I try to keep this to about an hour. These live streams will happen every Tuesday and every Thursday. So I hope to see you guys all back here on Tuesday next week. I will be taking requests as usual. And as usual, I want to see lots of profits. Join the Discord channel. Post pictures of your winning trades. I love to see people winning money in the markets. So as usual, happy trading and good luck to everybody.